What's up everyone, Alan Morrow here from AM Studios. Today I just want to go over and show you a little technique that you can use to sort of spice up your offbeat Reese basses. I have a kick and bass here that I'm wanting to add one of these style basses to, and I just want to show you how to firstly make that sort of sound, and then how I'm going to use it to sort of make it sound bigger, and different techniques that you can use to sort of give the stereo width just a bit more character, I guess. But yes, let's get started. So this is the kick and bass that I've got going at the moment, just a kick and sub at the moment. And I thought it'd be a good idea to just sort of add a nice sounding sort of Reese bass to this. So just gonna create an offbeat sound here. And then I'm just going to come into silent and I'm going to initiate this preset. Right, okay, so I'm going to go with a saw wave with 8 voices. Let's just get, it's cool, filter type, low pass, give it some drive. Let's detune it. Turn this filter up. Bring this down. One more, I guess. So you got this nice sounding bass. Gonna fine tune it down a little touch. Sounding good. Right, okay, so I'm just gonna bring the volume down a bit. And what else? So I'm gonna copy this, I think. Yeah, let's copy this. Let's add another one in. See. Actually, no, for now, let's just leave the one oscillator. Sounds all right. So next I want to add in a side chain. And for this sort of sound, I like it to sort of have like a heavily ducked sort of like sound where it sort of, the bass sort of whips up in between the kick. So like that. So I kind of have the side chain a bit like this. Have it with the kick. So that sounds pretty good so far. Let's turn up a touch. Add a bit of distortion actually. Right, okay, I think that's... Actually, I will throw this other one in. Right, cool. Let's add a bit more distortion, I think. Right, okay, cool. Turn this up a touch. Cool. Right, so that's the sound made. Might beef it up again with a little bit of extra bit of overdrive. Back, let's turn the one off in there. Use this one. Take a bit of the low end off. Too much. Bring this down as well. Cool. So what I want to obviously do is close that. I want to beef this up and sort of give it a bit more character. You know, it's a bit nice sound, but it definitely needs something more doing to it, just to sort of make it a lot bigger sounding, and sort of really sort of, as I say, it sounds okay now, but let's make it sound much better. So going in here, let's add a bus to it. Let's go bus 2. Let's add on a reverb. Let's use Space Designer. Let's turn this up. So we want the wet as much as we can. So all I'm playing there is the actual Space Designer itself. So you can hear here now with this, the respace, I've added the reverb to it. Now you can dial this into taste in a little bit, but I'm going to turn it up quite a lot to sort of show you where I'm going with this just for now, so it's a bit more obvious. So I'm just going to go in and actually put, let's create a track out of this channel, this auxiliary channel here. So this is now just the reverb playing on its own. So let's have a little look. The next thing I want to do is add on a direction mixer. You can use any sort of stereo imager that you want with this. And basically what I'm just going to be doing here is I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to automate this spread on the reverb. So I'm going to make it pump with the kick and bass. So if I just go automation, if we go to direction mixer and we go spread. Right, okay. So I'm just have to zoom in for this. It's going to be a bit fiddly, but you want to make sure it's right. So get right on there. And right on there. Now, so this is just the reverb, and I'm automating the width, the spread of it, sorry. So let me just copy this across. Oops. Copy, paste. Make sure you're on the beat each time. Cool. So what we have here now is the reverb. Now it's only very subtle, but it does make a little bit of a difference when it comes to the sort of pumping effect from your reverb. So if you listen to this section here, as opposed to this, you'll hear the difference. Hear how this sounds flat and doesn't have much movement, as much movement in it as this does. Now, how much you want it to go wide, how much width you want it to have is up to yourself. You could bring these down if you wanted, but for now we'll just go with the maximum. Cool. So let's bring in the actual bass sound as well with it, and I'm just going to come in and turn not have as much go into the reverb. Now, so if I turn that off again, those two off, you'll hear the kick and bass without the reverb. Sounds pretty flat, right? So let's add in the reverb. Sounds okay. Now if I add in the direction mixer with the stereo spread pumping. So it just gives you that extra bit of character to the actual stereo field. So what can you do next with this? You can then come in and actually add this also to your actual bass sound itself. So if I come in, see how this sounds. Again, guys, this might work for your sound, it might not. You just got to experiment. It's what all producing is about, experimenting, seeing what sort of works. This might work terribly on other sounds, or you might find another sound that it works amazing on. So just be open-minded with it all and experiment. So let's put this direction mixer on the actual bass itself now. So this is how it should be. I think it starts it actually. Can't quite remember what that starts off on. So let's put a new one on. Instead of copying across, direction mixer, 1. That's it. So no difference when you just turn it on. You have to obviously play around with the spread. So if I now come up to automation and we go direction mixer spread, same again, same process. as I say, guys, zoom in. The way that Logic's automation is terrible sometimes, so I always like to just bring it back a little bit from the edge at the top there. If I go Command copy, come to this, and then Command V, Command V, Command V. Actually, let me take that one off. Right, so what we have now is this. Turn it off. Now if I try it with the reverb, sorry, the reverb was already on there. Yeah, it was. Let's just try it with the reverb off, sorry. If I just go and do it this way so you can... So let's go back to the original. What we have is the original bass. Then we add these on the original bass, sorry. I want to make sure I'm going through all the steps. Original bass, then we added on the reverb. Then we put the direction mixer on the reverb and automated it. Then we put the direction mixer on the actual bass itself. So what we have now is... And if you now listen to these two sections, I'll play it all on its own, you'll be able to hear the difference when it comes in. So obviously, first section is with it all on. It just sort of gives it a bit of an extra nice pump to the track, a little bit of extra character. You, for example, might not want the bass to sidechain or the stereo width on the actual bass itself to pump as much as it is. So you might want to do it every second beat, for example, like this. So again. Let's turn the reverb up just so you got a bit of a better idea. So let me know which one you think sounds better in the comments, guys. I definitely think it sounds better with the these on. Let's just actually go and I'm just going to bring these down a bit so not sidechaining the bass. Sorry, not stereo widening the bass as much. So you know, it sounded good where it was. I'm going to leave it where it was. Or we could go back to where it was, where I was doing it every beat, which I think actually sounds the best. So yeah, just experiment with the guys. You could then obviously go in and let's try changing the reverb. Always experimenting with different reverbs and stuff, see what works. Let's have a little look. See what we've got here. You could then, if you want, come in and take some of the high frequencies off that reverb. You could then also add some, where are we, distortion to the reverb, for example. It's obviously a bit over the top, but you know, it's all about experimenting. Reverb off. Sorry, not the reverb on. The distortion off. Does a distortion off? Distortion on. Let's try it in the track. Distortion's probably a bit too much, and I probably like the high end of the reverb coming through. Reverb's not the best one I can find, but you can go and test which ones you might think work. But you can definitely tell the difference when it's in this section as opposed to this one. It's just got a bit of a nice cool pumping effect. Cool, so I hope you've learned something from this today, guys. I do have a full series on this sort of stuff called Thinking Outside the Box. I'll put just the link in the description below. But yeah, full of stuff like this. If you have enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really helps. And also hit the like button if you enjoyed it. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Many more tutorials like this at alanmorrowstudios.com. I'll see you again soon.